Hey guys, this is Garrett from the Awesome Meet team. I help out with all of our student engagement, internships, speaking to classes, all the fun stuff we do to pour into the next gen. And then I help out with some of our outreach from our team, from all of the startups that we help serve, our pitch competitions, fundraising, you name it. So I get to do a lot of fun stuff with a lot of cool people, and I'm very thankful for that. And today we're gonna be talking about a really great book written off an entrepreneur's life called The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster by a really successful author named Darren Hardy. He's written a really good book called The Compound Effect, which is all about habit stacking. I would highly recommend that. But today, I'm gonna give a couple takeaways from The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster. I'd say the point that probably stuck out to me the most in this book was that your number one job is to sell. And that it doesn't matter across whatever industry you belong, whether that's being a barista, you're a software salesperson, you run a gym, you work in hospitality, doesn't matter. Your number one job is to sell. And so often we have this misunderstood or misconceived notion on what salesmanship is. It's actually not the sleazy car person that really no one actually ever deals with. It's learning, I need to understand my communication, how I talk to potential clients. Do I know actually what I'm trying to sell or what my options are to help people? Darren gives three really good, really practical tips on sales. Number one, stop trying to sell. Help more. Have better conversations. Ask more questions. One of the next points he makes is asking, are you connecting with your customers, or are you simply trying to put something on their plate and you're not listening to what they want? And number three, which is an excellent one, is with your customers, ask better questions and connect with them. Relationships are all about connection. So Darren wraps back up saying, hey, it doesn't matter if you're a gym owner, you work in IT, whatever, make sure that you're connecting with people. And he reminded me, with what I do with Awesome Inc., I have to own it. No one's gonna do it for me. Second point I took away from the book that was very insightful was about conquering fear. Darren gives examples of his life as an early entrepreneur and all the mess ups to when he made it so-and-so and didn't get the approval or the affirmation from his dad that he was seeking. And so part of the fun of being an entrepreneur is all of the ups and downs getting to your end result. It's the journey that's really the reward. And so he talks about conquering fear and gives a number of examples that I myself laughed at internally because I've made mountains out of molehills all the time. So I got a list I'm going to read off of a couple brain hacks that Darren encourages the readers of this book to take up. So number one is get real. Ask yourself, if I do this, am I going to die? Most times things aren't actually lions and tigers or a burning building. It's just something that we're conjuring up in our own minds. Number two, it's the fear of fear that I fear. So it's the anticipation of whatever you're doing. You're afraid of what's going to happen once you take the action. It's not even the end result. It's the middle in between that you fear. Number three, take 20 seconds of courage. That's the amount of time, just enough for your brain to be rational. Number four, habituate yourself to fear. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Much easier said than done. And last but not least, making fear and failure fun. Recognize and accept that fear and failing aren't bad. It's part of growth. It's getting addicted to taking action and learning how to have fun on the journey. That's the real reward. Arguably the most important point I took away from this book was simply knowing one's vitals. Darren talks about one of his esteemed mentors, a guy named Warren Buffett. I think that you've probably heard of this guy. And he goes to Warren and asks about how do I achieve success? And Warren says, all right, I want you to write down your top 20 most important things you want to accomplish in life. Write them down. Okay, now scratch out half of those. Okay, now from your top 10, I want you to leave 5. Okay, so you see your top 5? Throw the rest of the 15 away. So Darren talks about the only way to achieve whatever you're trying to as an entrepreneur, as a business person. This also equates to your marriage, your finances, your personal health, your spiritual life, whatever. The only way to achieve those things is when you have focus. So knowing your vitals, let's say as an entrepreneur, if you know you have to make 100 sales calls a week to get new clients, that's one vital you have to achieve. And so part of what makes success so frustrating but also so rewarding is success is so daily. So for me, taking away this book, knowing my vitals, knowing what I have to accomplish every day to help our team move forward, because a rising tide raises all ships, was probably the most important takeaway. So the main points of checking off vitals, wrote them down as well. Identify what is crucial for your success. Measure your activity. Invest your time, and then here's where it gets fun, rinse and repeat. So write down your goals, make them plain, do them, cross them off as you complete them so you can set new goals. There were 3 points I took away from the book, The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster. Really good read, would highly recommend to anybody who is currently an entrepreneur or is thinking of becoming one. And last thing for me, you've probably read books and you said, oh, this is really good insight or good wisdom, or I can apply this. But it's just another story, another time that you spent reading if you don't get up and go take action. So take what you read, put it into practice, and go make a big failure, and we'll see you here soon.